Okay.
Good morning, Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome in, ACU crew. The Chiefs could get even more dangerous. Are they eyeballing another weapon? We're going to talk about it. But first, Mike, this live stream is powered by BetUS.
Yeah, we would give a shout out to BetUS. Head over to betus.com. Check out what they got going on. Right now, if you use the code YouTube150, you get a 150% deposit match bonus on your first deposit. Then on your next two, you're going to get 125% deposit match bonuses. Those are up to $2,000. Take advantage of those. The site's easy to use. There's plenty of props. Go to betus.com. Use the promo code YouTube150. Let them know All Chiefed Up sent you their way. Steve, could the Chiefs get more dangerous? And are we eyeballing another weapon? And this weapon is tight end Greg Dulcich, who was just randomly cut yesterday. Greg Dulcich is a guy at UCLA, Steve, very athletic tight end. You really liked him coming out of college.
I did. Kelsey-esque. He's a pass-catching tight end. He's not going to do much for you in the blocking game. But he could be another weapon. And Mike, we saw that there are yet another couple of injuries that the Chiefs have suffered.
Yeah.
And maybe this could help supplement some of that. It's never going to end. But yeah, I mean, what I'm alluding to is Peyton Hendershot will now be going on the IR after Andy Reid.
Rumored.
After Andy Reid said he was okay after the game, so.
Right. Well, he did hurt himself in the game, apparently, and then it was a little worse than they thought. And rumors out of KC today is that Hendershot will end up on the IR probably today. They're probably going to make that announcement today, if not today, tomorrow. But that's another tight end down. We've already lost Jody Fortson. Hendershot got some chances to work in, and now it looks like we're going to be another tight end down. We've lost Jared Wiley. So we've literally got Noah Gray. We've got Travis Kelce. That's it. Greg Dulcich makes sense. Now, the thing is, he's probably going to get claimed off waivers.
Absolutely.
I find it very hard to believe we're going to be able to get a waiver in on that guy and get it.
Well, here's the thing, man. A lot of teams are going to be interested in this kid just because of the sheer talent he has. He's an offensive weapon. You saw that in his rookie season with the Broncos. He had to play with freaking Russell Wilson. He had 33 catches for 411 yards and 2 touchdowns. He only played in 10 games. Now, that's the Achilles heel of Greg Dulcich, is he has a big-time injury problem so far. And like the Chiefs, we've been dealing with enough injuries, right? Yeah. And we always go get Jody Fortson. He'll be here. He'll get injured for the season. He'll go somewhere else. We'll re-sign him so he can get injured for the season again. So, yeah, I mean, like an injury-prone tight end doesn't sound like the best thing in the world, but there is a lot of upside with Dulcich. He was just drafted just 2 years ago, the same draft that the Raiders took Michael Mayer. But Dulcich is a beast, man. It's definitely something to look at because when he is healthy and playing, he's a great player. But there are other teams that are interested. There's already a lot of reports that the Browns are looking at him, trying to get him. I mean, you never know, man. Like you said, he's got to clear waivers anyway, but.
Yeah, look, his rookie year he come in, he was decently fine. He had a 60.4 PFF grade, and he ended up putting up 411 yards off 33 receptions, 2 touchdowns. In 2023, not so much. He battled injury, only 3 catches, 25 yards, 0 touchdowns. And then this year's only 5 catches, 28 yards, 0 touchdowns. And he is just getting blasted across the board on PFF. The dude is not being able to get open. He's not being able to do nothing. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if there's maybe an injury there still lingering. Who knows? When he's being targeted by Bo Nix, who is very accurate, we've seen this. All he does is dump down and check down. He's got a 56 QBR with throwing the Dulcich. So I don't know what the disconnect is, because when Dulcich first come in the league, like I said, this rookie season, 33 catches, 411 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good out of UCLA. And then over the past 2 years, kind of just nothing. And I don't know if it's because he looks like Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know what it is.
I think he looks more like a pirate. That's my opinion. I think there should be a parrot on his shoulder. But
the cover photo, man, it cracked me up. It looked like Weird Al. I was like, we signed Weird Al.
He's a big body, though. I mean, he's 6'4", 243 pounds. He like you said, man, he was highly touted coming out of college. I mean, he was a walk-on at UCLA, but he made a name for himself. And then a lot of people were looking at him in the NFL draft. He had a 90 overall production score. He was the 3rd-rated tight end in the entire draft that year, just behind Michael Mayer, and I can't remember who the other one was. I think Trey McBride possibly, but
Could be.
anyway, he runs like a 4.6 40, but he's definitely faster than he even looks. He's a yak guy. Just get him the ball, let him create. That's what he does. That's why I always thought he was kind of Travis Kelce-esque. But like I said, a lot of teams are going to be interested in this kid, and this is just something that I think the Chiefs could look at. And I think a lot of people have reported that since we posted this live stream, actually, if you go look around, but saying that the Chiefs should definitely be looking into Greg Dulcich. So I definitely think Brett Veach is going to do his due diligence on this one. I don't know if he'll even have the opportunity to get him, but if he does, it would be a nice addition to the roster.
Yeah, this is what he's had injury-wise. In 2022, he had a hamstring strain. Geez, that's a lot of stress. Hamstring strains. It was a grade 2. And on Christmas Day, 2022, he had another hamstring pull, an IR stint. September 10th, 2023, so the next season, another hamstring strain. He missed multiple weeks. It cost him 7 games as a rookie. He misses more in 2023. In October 12th, so just a month later, another hamstring strain. This was against the Chiefs in week 6, and he did not play again for the rest of 2023. So his last 2 seasons have been hamstring problems. So I don't know what that is. Is that something he's going to have to repair surgically? I don't know what it is. Did the medical staff in Denver just suck at getting him ready? Is he Charmin soft? I don't know what the deal is, but he's got a lot of talent. We'll put it that way.
That's for sure. A lot of people say this, and I don't know how true it is, but they say that a lot of hamstring injuries come from just not being in shape or not being prepared. Have you ever heard that before?
I mean, yeah, some stretching, some things like that. And then also a lot of hamstring, certain injuries down in the lower body, those stem from things sometimes. Like if you hurt your ankle, it's a kinetic chain. So if you hurt your ankle, you might end up with calf injury or hamstring injuries later on, or top down. Yeah, it'll do that both ways. So there may be something else going on with Dulcich. Maybe like a hidden knee injury or something there.
For sure. Appreciate you guys being here this morning. Do us a favor, hit that like button for us if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure to repost this out to your followers. If you're on Facebook, make sure to like and share this bad boy with your friends. But yeah, appreciate you all being here. Y'all let us know in the chat what you think about Greg Dulcich. If you think the Chiefs need another pass-catching weapon. If you think that he would just be a good depth piece. Since we have Jody Fortson out for the season, Jared Wiley out for the season, and now Peyton Hendershot going to the IR. I mean, Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce. He's not been as dynamic this year as he has been in years past. Noah Gray is having a breakout season, but there is still some room for improvement in that tight end room, and I think Greg Dulcich could definitely bring another wrinkle to it. So it would be really cool to see.
Yeah, you should find out, by the way, people are asking in the chat, he should have to clear waivers today by 4 p.m. Should be today. So by 4 p.m. you'll know. Yesterday's video, we talked about maybe adding a Caleb Evans from Minnesota. He was claimed by the Panthers yesterday, so we didn't even get a shot there. The Panthers claimed him. Panthers have been a thorn in our side for the last 2 days.
They have. Mike, we got some gifted subs going on out there, baby.
Go, baby.
Little train rolling in here. Pop starting it off with the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate you, old man. Thanks for supporting your boys.
Let's go,
and then
baby.
We got Stephen James with 5 gifted memberships. Steve-O in the house doing the Lord's work, growing the ACU crew. Appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Make sure to thank them in the chat if you get one of those memberships. Also, show them some love in the chat for supporting the channel. And then we got KC Lion Squad with a 2-bomb. Says, I'm hearing that Spencer Schrader is hurt now, too.
Whoa,
and that's another. Hey, listen, don't be Ian.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. Casey Lion Squad, don't come at us and don't take our content. We were leaned into this, buddy.
Yeah, it's huge.
We gotta go an hour. We gotta save something for the next part of the show.
No, I'm glad he brought it up because I was getting ready to bring it up. So appreciate the 2 KC Lion Squad. But the thing about that is Schrader is hurt, and I think it is a hammy. Is it another ham?
Yeah, it wasn't done in the game.
What is up with these boys and their hands?
They came in yesterday for just workouts, just whatever. They didn't practice. It was a workout. They said he hurt it yesterday. He said he confirmed it on IG. He's going to miss this week, and they're supposed to be announcing they're going to sign Matthew Wright. who kicked for us back in, I want to say 2022. Week 4, Week 5 versus Tampa Bay and Vegas, I believe. He was 8 for 8 on extra points. He was 3 for 4 on field goals. So, I mean, he's got some pretty good juice in the leg, I guess. He kicked a 50-yarder, I believe. It was a 50-some yarder, 50-plus versus Vegas. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. We'll survive one more week.
Though. Appreciate the 2, Lion Squad. And then Hannah with the 2 bombs. The Spencer injury not confirmed. Questionable source. Everything that I've dug into today, he is definitely hurt, and they're going back with Matt Wright, who they had for a few games. Was it last season when Butker was dealing with that ankle injury?
Yeah, people also said we were a questionable source when we reported that Kareem Hunt would end up on the IR. Or not the IR, on the injured list. And I remember he ended up on the injury list. It was the first time of the season.
We're a questionable source.
People will always call questionable sources, but yeah, I understand if the beat writer is not coming out with it or whoever within the organization, I get it. But there is a lot of rumors coming out that was, and then I'm pretty sure he actually confirmed it on Instagram. We'll see. It could really fall apart.
Posted an Instagram post and he said, "My hammy hurts, guys."
He said this ham sandwich, and they said your hammy hurts.
Mike, we got a Cobra Kai Thai sighting here, baby. Been a member for 16 months. He says, "What's up, family? Sorry, been out bit busy as hell. Hope everyone is doing well. Mike and Steve love the updates. Hope our offense gets their shit together. And man, it's time to swap Wanye out with our new offensive tackle." Good to see you, Ty, by the way. Hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, same sentiment here. I feel the exact same way. The offense has got to get to clicking, and it looks like they're trending that way. So we talked about that yesterday. But they're trending up. I think they might get there soon. And then Wanye, I think Wanye proved to everyone, as we talked about yesterday as well, that he gave no craps about being the left tackle on this team. Because they signed his replacement, and he laid down. He laid down fast. So I think we'll see DJ Humphries probably around that Chargers game, if I had to guess. That's my guess anyway.
Yeah, that's probably what I would guess as of right now. Wanye looked bad yesterday. I've got a treat for you guys. If I can get it in here and load it up. But
got a treat, huh?
We can look through some of the sacks from yesterday. I mean, who doesn't want to dig into that?
Little treat.
Who doesn't want to look at that?
Milk and cookies, Mike. Oh, Kurt Doug. Kevin Anderson with the dollar bomb here, baby. He's getting it started. Appreciate you, my man.
Thanks
for
brother.
Supporting the channel. But yeah, I mean, another injury. We talked about Peyton Hendershot going to IR, and that's kind of what sparked. And you know what? I think the Chiefs would have interest in a player like Greg Dulcich, even if Peyton Hendershot wasn't going to the IR. But that just kind of adds a little bit of spice to it, doesn't it? And then also, of course, the kicker, Butker, goes out for 4 weeks on the IR with his little knee cleanup or whatever it was. And then Schrader goes down with the hammy. So they go back to Matthew Wright. So, I mean, that's kind of the talking points in Chiefs Kingdom this morning. That's kind of what you're seeing around mostly, is just people talking about those two things. And then,
by the way, the source of that everybody's questioning is ex-user Arrowhead Live, at Arrowhead Live. Look, they've been around a while. They've got 122,000 followers. They've been around since 2019.
He ain't risking them 122,000 followers with some clickbait.
He could be wrong, but at the same time,
who would do that?
At the same time, people get sources. you get sources, Steve. We have some crazy stuff that pops through our DMs. Okay, we've got straight from the horse's mouth sometimes when, like for example, Swayze. He DMs and says, "Hey guys, I made the team." We were able to break that, but a lot of people instantly, that's not credible. We'll find out. If it's not credible, it's on him, I guess. But that's why you don't do it. You don't risk that stupid stuff. That's why I felt fine going with our source, which was Charles Goldman, who we had on the show. I was fine saying Kareem Hunt was going to end up on the injury report that time, and good night. People cried a river over that one.
You tell him, brother. Ty, we didn't leave you hanging. We saw it. We saw your milestone, baby. Yeah, but anyway, what I was going to say is I'm tired of injuries. Okay, like, can we be done with that? Can the injury bug go away? Can we just, for the love of God, get through the rest of this season healthy? And also, do you think that has a lot to do with why you're seeing a little pullback on guys like Travis Kelce or DeAndre Hopkins? We're nursing them a little bit, like, keeping the workload a little lighter, hoping we have them around for the playoff run. Do you think that's a thing?
I don't know. I mean, Hopkins did have the knee, right? So there was something there. I come more thinking, this is my train of thought, and I know it doesn't go with everybody else, but my point of thinking is that Andy doesn't really hold back a lot. But I'll give you this. If there's anything it could be pitch counts for players more than other things, right?
More than fake playbooks.
Right. Now, look, with that being said, Kelsey's played more snaps this year, I think, than he's played the past 2 years.
But they're not
He's not as involved.
Same, right? Like, I feel like Kelsey's been a bit of a decoy. You even saw that in the last game. He ran decoy routes for Noah Gray all day.
Weird.
Yeah, it's strange. It's a little passing of the torch, eh?
I've seen it suggested that people think we should trade Travis Kelce.
That's stupid. Don't be dumb. Don't be a slap nut. But yeah, a couple other things to talk about today. Turk Wharton was a hero. He saved a falling fan from the stands at the Carolina game. I guess he was giving some gloves away. The fan got a little too horned up. It was a kid, and he was all excited. He fell over, and Turk Wharton saved the day. So
he saved a lawsuit's what he saved.
But yeah, that one's going around the internet. And just around the league, ex-Chief Demarcus Robinson arrested for a DUI, driving over 100 miles an hour. He's one of those slap nuts that just can't learn from other people's really stupid, ridiculous mistakes, because apparently everybody's just got to be dumb, I guess. So hopefully they throw the book at him.
They said it was 100 miles per hour. There was a claim I heard. I don't know how truthful it is. They said he was actually going in reverse. You cannot go in reverse at 100 miles an hour.
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So I think what they're trying to say is conflicting reports. Like, he got pulled over while he was in reverse, and then some people were just saying he was going 100 miles an hour. So I think that's the conflicting report.
I think maybe
either way, it doesn't
matter.
Maybe
his drunk ass reported it. He couldn't remember what happened.
Drinking and driving and throw the book at him. But
yeah,
I don't know if it was actually going 100 or if he was going in reverse. Like, I don't know why that become a thing.
Well, judging from other NFL
That's two
players,
highly different things.
Really stupid. And then also, just some other league news. Brandon Graham hurt, out for the year for the Eagles. And there was one other thing, and you know what? I don't even give a crap because it doesn't have to do with the Chiefs. So sometimes I just don't care about league news. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But right now I don't. And Lion Squad with another 5-bomb, who said, I was at the Chiefs-Panthers game. I wanted to go block for Pat. It's sad. That's another talking point people are still talking about. This one's not going away. It's not going away. Even with the signing of DJ Humphries, it's still not going away. People are still just hammering the tackle position. And we talked about that a lot yesterday.
Well, we fed into that big time.
Well, yeah, Wanye stinks. We know this.
Not Wanye. We got everybody on the Jawan Taylor bandwagon.
Jawan Taylor also stinks. But, that's the thing. He doesn't stink. I think he's a good tackle, but he is absolutely stank in the last few weeks. Like, I don't know what went wrong there. It's like he's like, I'm not going to get any penalties, but I'm not going to block. It's like, what are we doing? If I'd be okay with him getting a couple penalties, going back to the penalty thing, as long as he'll keep Patrick Mahomes protected. Like, we'll take your dumb penalty every now and then.
Well, he's getting penalties and not blocking. So, yeah, like the tweet I threw up after the game about Jawan Taylor over 3 weeks, 11 pressures, 5 hurries, 4 sacks, blah, 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 $80 million. We need to talk about this. That thing went ape on X, dude. 78,000 impressions and about 2,000 people liked it. A lot of retweets. Like, Jawan Taylor was taking some crap on X, dude. I don't want to say sorry, though. Like, I want to say get it together.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
He will. I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about, like I said yesterday, it's concerning, but I'm not worried that Jawan Taylor is not going to get it together somewhat because he's been a solid tackle other than the penalties. So I think he'll get that part back together. He might still get some crazy penalties, but I think he'll get the blocking thing back together. I think the big glaring thing is that Wanya Morris just absolutely getting his ass whipped week in and week out. And when his replacement was signed, he laid down and quit. And I just think that shows a lot. Like that doesn't seem like the type of player that I really want in there blocking for Patrick Mahomes' blindside.
Right. Let's help Witchy out. Witchy says most people don't understand the difference between injury report and being on injury reserve. Well, that's not Witchy's problem, but she's saying let's help it out.
Yep.
So injury report is something that the players have to come out, the teams have to come out with this every single day for practice days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday if you play on Sunday, presumably. If you go see the team doctor about anything, if you stump your toe at home and you have to see a team doctor, you got to go on that injury report. Then they got to say how much you practice, full practice, limited, whatever, did not practice. You got to be on there, and they've got to put a designation on you. That doesn't mean you can't play. So when we reported that Kareem Hunt would see the injury report with a upper body injury, I think is what we had said, that was true. He did appear, but he also practiced that day in a limited capacity, and he played that week. So that's the difference. Injured reserve means that you're injured so bad, you must miss time. So you go to a little reserved list, and you have to miss 4 weeks. That's your difference. And so Butker, injured reserve, he's got to miss 4 weeks with surgery. Schrader, if the hammy thing turns out to be right, he goes to the injured list. He will appear with a do not practice, did not practice, and then he will get an out designation for the game.
If Schrader's actually hurt, aren't they just going to cut him?
No.
Why?
Because Butker's out for 2 more weeks.
It doesn't matter. You got to go to Matthew Wright. You might as well just stick with Matthew Wright.
I mean, that's a train of thought, but Schrader's looked pretty good.
Why
it's
keep
very
two roster
possible
spots?
you might just cut him. Yeah, you might just cut him at this point.
Why are you going to have 2 kickers on the roster? I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So, and Matthew Wright wasn't bad when he played for the Chiefs a little bit in Butker's absence last season. So I think they might just go that route, man. But we'll see. We'll see. It was nice. Schrader did a good job last week. I mean, he wasn't asked to do a whole lot, but he did play well. He did. You know, he's 100%.
He looked pretty.
That's all
good.
you can ask
I'll give
for.
him that.
That's all you can ask for. Dude, he's a funny looking little fella. When I saw him on the post game conference, I was cracking up. Like he could. It's just funny to me that people that look like him can play in the NFL.
Well,
And it's because exactly that's the funny part.
Did you see the video of who was it? Kyler Murray. He was in New York and he was just out and about eating pizza on the street. Like nobody recognized him. He just talking
Looking
to
like a 12-year-old because he's like 4 feet tall.
I mean, wouldn't it be better to be like that and still do what you love and make money doing what you love, or being like Patrick Mahomes, who just cannot go anywhere without being harassed? Right?
It doesn't matter. He's the GOAT.
Hate or love doesn't matter. He's getting it from all sides.
If Kyler Murray was the GOAT, it wouldn't matter that he's 4 feet tall. It would be that way. So I mean, it just comes with
That's
the
what I'm
territory.
saying, but
brother.
isn't it nice to have
That's
a little
like
bit of?
that's like the equivalent of being like, and this is also a true statement. But like backup quarterback or third string quarterback in the NFL is the best job in the history of the world.
Carson Wentz can't do this though.
And here's the thing:
Prince Harry's getting acknowledged.
you don't play. You literally get front row seats, you get sideline seats to every game. You get paid good money. And that's the thing. And I think that they know this, and I think that that's the mindset they're in, because if you've ever noticed, every time you see a backup quarterback have to come into a game, no matter what team you're watching, they always have that oh shit look on their face.
They're like, why am I here?
Yeah, dude. Like every time, it never fails.
Dude, they just want to play golf.
Yeah. They're like, crap, I got to go in.
Yeah, but Steve, Carson Wentz doesn't have this luxury. I bet you he gets recognized more on a daily basis than anybody else because of the Prince Harry.
He is Prince Harry. They're the same person.
He gets more.
Surprised you didn't know that.
Are you Prince Harry's than he does? Are you Carson Wentz?
Yep. So we got a short week turning around here, playing the Raiders on Black Friday. So that should be interesting. And of course, we'll get more into that matchup probably Thursday. We'll be doing like a tailgate for that. So we'll get into that matchup. But Mike, just briefly, with the injuries going on, some rumblings of the Chiefs checking out another pass catcher, things like that. Just how you feeling? You know, after the Panthers win-loss, how you feeling about the team going into this Raiders week? Do they come in a little extra motivated? Do you think the barely beating the Panthers and kind of the media barrage afterwards of calling them frauds and things like that? I mean, they've been doing that for weeks now. We made a video 2 weeks ago about are the Chiefs frauds, because everybody kept talking about it, and it's still a talking point today. But how are you feeling about the team going into this game against the Raiders? I mean, they're at home. They're in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And they're on Prime. They're on Prime, baby. Amazon Prime time. Only team playing that day. All eyes on them.
Is it an omen that on Black Friday, though, you play the Raiders?
Well, I think, honestly, this is the perfect game to crush the narrative. Perfect game to crush the narrative. You're coming off barely beating the worst team in football. Now you're playing the Raiders, who have no quarterback. They're going to be starting Desmond Ridder, who hasn't even played with the team. And they look like ass lately anyway. So,
yeah, they're going to be all defense and
all eyes on you. The entire world is going to be watching this game on Black Friday. Is it time to go out and lay the smackdown on that candy ass in front of the world?
Here's what I'll say. If coming off of a loss and a game that you should have blew out the Panthers and then you let it be close, and now you're getting called frauds again, and it was embarrassing, and I get it, all the above. If you do not take care of the Raiders at home and you let this be another one-score close game, I don't care if it's a divisional game, I don't care what it is. This is a team without a legit quarterback. This is a team with not much of a run game. This is a team with all their defenses quitting. Like, it looks like nobody cares. Of course they're going to be fired up to play the Chiefs.
Yeah, they always are.
But the point of the matter is, if you can't go in and handle business, knowing that the last time you played on somewhat of a holiday was Christmas.
Sprinkle in the Kermit puppet thing that Mahomes said he was going to freaking take care of when he took care of it.
I
don't think he took care of that the first time around. I don't think that was it. It wasn't handled.
Go out and crush this thing and just get over it. Get over the
embarrass a divisional rival on national television in front of the world.
If there's one team Andy will beat a lot, it is the Raiders. He's beat the Raiders by more than 2 scores, I want to say 5 or 6 times.
Well, I mean, if you have no mercy against somebody, it has to be the stupid faders, right? I mean, they're pretty damn annoying.
They've got to do it, right? I think the offense is clicking in a better direction. I think we should see more Xavier Worthy. I think we'll see more Xavier Worthy. Look, I want to give props to Justin Watson for making that block on the Mahomes thing. But if anybody uses that as an excuse, that's why he should get more snaps over D-Hop, shut up.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If there's actually somebody out there that thinks that Justin Watson should get more snaps than DeAndre Hopkins, they are a certified blue ribbon slap nut, brother.
So many people say, this is why he gets more snaps than any other wide receiver. Dude, he made a good play. Cool.
This is why no one thinks you know anything about football. Just shut up.
Dude, but don't take him out for D-Hop. God.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, props to Justin Watson, though. Great hustle play.
Great hustle. That's
but
what he's,
I'm going to need you to catch the ball, too. And I'm going to need you to get open. If he would have gotten open in the first place, Mahomes wouldn't have had to scramble, and he wouldn't have had to run so hard. So just get open in the first place.
Big drop earlier in the game, too.
Look, yeah. Hey, we got 600 and some people in here right now. Appreciate you guys, your pre-lunch break with us. We appreciate that.
Baby. Hit
that like button. To recap it up, our kicker is possibly injured with a little hammy. It sounds like we're going to sign Matthew Wright. Peyton Hendershot, a little injury, tweaked it. It's a little worse than they thought. He may end up on IR today. That might be announced today. And so if it is, maybe the Chiefs put in a claim for Greg Dulcich. We're talking about that too. Greg Dulcich, a decent playmaker, but he's had some hamstring injuries himself. Kept him out of a lot of games for the past 2 years. So we'll see how that is. But hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Steve, do you want to play an ad and take just a break so I can grab a drink here? I'll go ahead and play this, and you guys watch this. We'll be back on the other side, baby. Here we go. Today's show is sponsored by Manta Sleep Mask. You got to check this out. We weren't big believers in sleep masks. I thought they were going to be too big, too hot, too bulky, but Manta Sleep Mask changed that perception for me. These sleep masks are so comfortable. You can change the cup around your eye and find a custom fit. That way the mask finds your comfortability. With these pillows around your eyes, you feel zero pressure. And with a 100% blackout technology, you can go to sleep anytime, day or night, no matter how erratic your sleep schedule is. You can go with the sound mask, the pro mask, the silk mask, or just the sleep mask. You should go check out their website by clicking the link we have provided for you in the description below and read up on which option sounds best for you. But regardless of which mask you choose, use our code ACU10 at checkout and receive a 10% discount that we have secured through Manta Sleep for you, Chiefs Kingdom. Again, go to the description, find the link, find the mask you want to try out, use code ACU10 and get yourself some of the best sleep you've ever had in preparation of this long football season.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. Appreciate you guys sitting through that ad. Go check out manta.com, I think is the thing. It's in the description. Just go click that. Use ACU10. Those things are awesome. Appreciate you guys sticking through that with us. Let's get back to the football, Steve.
Let's get back. Hold on.
I was able to snort some
wiener dope.
Not wiener dope, even though it's shaped like a tiny whatever. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you what, I don't know if it's injuries or what, or injuries, if it's allergies or what. Every other week, dude.
Mike, you're getting hit with the injury bug. You're getting hit with the injury bug like the rest of the Chiefs.
It's just because the Chiefs, there's got to be something. There's got to be something.
But I want to circle back to the cover story today. And that is obviously Greg Dulcich getting cut by the Denver Broncos. We know that he has to clear waivers. He might not. He's a very talented player. He's had a bit of an injury history. He had a really good rookie season just through 10 games because of an injury, but he had a good rookie season with Russell Wilson, which is tough to do. And then he didn't play a whole lot last year because of injuries, and this year the same. But if you take Greg Dulcich and he's healthy, does he not fit into this Chiefs offense? His skill set fits much more into this than it ever did in Denver. I mean, this is a guy that he creates yak. So, I mean, he's a tight end. He's a big body, security blanket type person. Mahomes could throw the ball to, and then he creates yards after the catch. When he was in college, Mike, he averaged 17 yards per catch. I mean, big chunks. So I think that's definitely an interesting thing for the Chiefs to be looking into. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, he's only 24 years old. He's a big athlete. He's big. He's fluid in his motions. He's a natural pass catcher. He just hasn't been able to find his little role within Sean Payton's offense.
Right. But isn't this like the most Brett Veach thing ever, though?
Yes.
I mean, this is just the equivalent to the Tyquan Thornton signing a couple weeks back or whenever that was, because it's not even about right now. Like, yeah, Greg Dulcich could be used right now in this offense, but that's just a guy, like you said, he's 24 years old, extremely high ceiling, and now he's out here that you can get him on the cheap. That could be a future play, just like Tyquan Thornton.
Right. I like it. I just do not believe that he's going to clear waivers. I don't see it. I think there's too much there, but I would be very surprised if Brett Veach has not put a waiver in or looking to put a waiver in. I'd be very, very surprised. I just don't think they used him properly. I feel like they were using him in Denver. I think Sean Payton was trying to use him the way they used Taysom Hill or something.
Right.
And he's just not that. Like, he's not that, but he is a good pass catcher. I believe the kid can be good. I just do not think I don't think he got drafted to the right system. Put it that way.
And just a little update on that, too. It's rumored that suitors for Greg Dulcich might be putting in some claims here. The Cleveland Browns, which we talked about earlier, the Carolina Panthers, who snaked a Caleb, what's his name, Evans?
Yep.
Yeah, got him yesterday. And then the Jets are also amongst suitors for Greg Dulcich. So there's a lot of teams keeping an eye on this one, Mike, and I think that goes along with what we're talking about. It's just a young kid with an extremely high ceiling that has a good skill set, and if he could stay healthy, he could be a good tight end in the NFL. So I think people are keeping their eye on that. It's just a lot of upside.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. A source come out of Denver yesterday and talked about this, and anonymous, and they said chronic hamstring issues, but he has insane talent. He just spent more time in the medical room lately than on the practice field, and Sean Payton lost patience. Cut him. So, look, if it's something where it's like you would sign him and then he's just constantly going to stay injured, that's not going to help us either. So I think it's possible he could clear waivers. Maybe people want to get him in and look at their team doctors before they reach out to him. So
Right.
maybe you've got that, but you do have teams like the Browns who really you don't have anything to lose.
Right.
Like they just kind of stink anyway. So just put the waiver in. If he's not good, cut him the next week or whatever. Like, it
Right.
doesn't
Well,
matter.
like I said, I just think it's so much upside there. I think teams are willing to take a chance on that, or at least look into it. I think they're going to kick the tires on it. I mean, if you go back to draft time, just 2 years ago, it's not like he's been in the league very long. His composite explosion grade on his RAS score is great. Broad jumping 9.18. I mean, the composite speed grade was great. Runs a 4.6 40, 20-yard split. There's a 2.6, a 10-yard split of 1.6. He's very explosive. And like I said, he's a yak guy. He creates after the catch. Now, he does have a little bit of problem with the focus point of the catch. So you might see a little bit of Travis Kelce in him, where sometimes he doesn't secure the package, okay? But he is a really good player with the ball in his hands. So very, very Travis Kelce-esque. That's kind of why I thought the Chiefs would be looking at him in the draft 2 years ago. A lot of people thought Trey McBride, Michael Mayer, but I thought if the Chiefs were to go tight end a couple years back, I thought Greg Dulcich would probably be their guy.
Yeah, it's sad, but to be honest, the dude has a great career if he don't have the hamstring injuries. But because he's had this now for 2 straight years, it's just a lot of promise, and it could be a lot of what ifs. But
Right, but it's not the end of the world either. It's not like, it's a hammy. So, I mean, get that thing together and let's get back out there and be healthy, stay in shape. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Let's circle back also to the offensive line, because that still seems to be a talking point for people in the chat and all across Chiefs Kingdom. When does DJ Humphries freaking start? Because Wanye stinks. That is the main thing I'm seeing
right.
across
I don't think he gets it. He's not getting in by this week. You can put that to bed.
I think you're going to watch Max Crosby absolutely terrorize Wanye Morris this week. Just my opinion. That's probably what we're going to be watching.
Possibly.
I don't think he gets in there. Could he? I guess it's possible, but it's very unlikely. So I think that's probably what we're going to be watching is Max Crosby have his way with Wanye. And it sucks, but it is what it is. I think that we might see DJ Humphries in there starting by the Chargers game on December 8th. Do you think DJ Humphries, obvious upgrade from Wanye, especially a Wanye that's quit. So, I mean, how much better do you think the offensive line will look with him? If Jawan Taylor were to be able to sort out whatever he's been going through the last 2 weeks and get back to his normal self to where, yeah, he's going to get a funky penalty here or there, but he's going to be an efficient blocker. Do you think we sure up that offensive line with DJ Humphries? Do you think it becomes less of a problem? Do you think that Patrick Mahomes gets his feet back under him, settles a little?
It should, in theory. He's better than Wanye. A lot of people acted like we did not think that was an upgrade. It is 100% an upgrade.
But they're not going to put him in the first week they
But
sign
he's not
him.
going
It's
to
just
play
not
like
happening.
ASAP. And
Right.
I still felt like if Wanye would have came out and fought and played a great game the other day, and then he would have backed it up with another good game this time, I believe there would have been a little bit of a hesitation on Andy Reid's part to just take him out if he's playing the hot hand.
Right.
But Wanye didn't do that. He stunk. So he had 4 pressures, 2 hurries, a hit, and a sack yesterday. They only attributed him with 1 sack the other day. Jawan Taylor, I think, got attributed with 2. We're going to take a look at all those in just a minute. I've got them. I want to show them. They're wild. The last time that Wanye played Vegas and went up against Crosby, he had 4 pressures, 2 hurries, a hit, and a sack. So that was the exact same stat line you seen versus Carolina. Okay, but the other was week 8, and this was week 12 versus a inferior pass rusher. He also had 4 penalties that day. So do not be surprised if he doesn't at least repeat the 4 pressures and a sack and a couple penalties because he's trying to get a jump on Max Crosby. Like, don't be surprised. But I do not think DJ Humphries will step foot on the field. I don't think he's ready. I don't even know if he's 100% in game shape yet. Like, he did pass his physical, but is he ready to play? Like, we don't know this. These are all unknowns. We're not going to find out. I think he's going to have to practice at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If they not rush him in, but if they get him in quickly, I'm thinking December 8th, and I'm excited to see it. To be honest, like I'm very tired of watching Wanye Morris struggle, and then of course he's got the injury problems as well. And then like my main thing is just what you talked about yesterday, man. Just no fire. Like no drive. Like when you see them signing a guy like DJ Humphries and you don't go out and play your ass off to try to secure your spot over there in the starting lineup, and you just literally lay down, that just doesn't show me a lot.
Yeah. Chris, Caleb Evans did not clear waivers. The Panthers put in a waiver claim for him and hit it. So we didn't get a chance to get him. Look, we'll go back to tackle, obviously, but corner position, that's still a big thing. A lot of people are like, yeah, we don't have money to sign. Look, the Chiefs can always find money. You can find money. It's easy. Like, they can find money. If Brett Veach wants to find money, he'll find it. Is there anybody out there? I don't know. There's J.C. Jackson. Is he good? Is he ready to play football? I don't know. Peterson. This dude's old. Patrick Peterson's like 87 years old. Okay, I don't know if he's going to play. So there's really not a lot out there. To me, I feel like they've given up on Josh Williams a little too quick, and a lot of people say, you guys are Josh Williams homers. So be it. He's got a nice body frame. I think he plays well. Again, in the 2 games he started, he looked a lot better than what we see from Najee over the past 3 weeks. But for some reason, Nazee's got a whole group of people going to war for him and just you know.
Right. Yeah.
There's a bunch of people out here just like holding the line for Najee Johnson because he was injured and stuff. And I'm not trying to knock Najee Johnson, but Najee Johnson has not played as well across the board as even Josh Williams did. But for some reason, Josh Williams got the pitchfork after 2 weeks of doing decently well. And Najee, after 3 weeks of struggling, has got defenders coming out of the woodwork. So it's really weird, and it's strange to watch. Spags has had to shift something totally different and put these safeties in 1v1 matchups, and they're just not strong there. So they've got to figure out something to do. You got to figure out a way to get McDuffie into the slot in more third down situations, because a lot of teams are just using those quick passes on third downs and different things. I think McDuffie's got to find a way to get in the slot a little bit more there. But we'll see. I mean, I put out some stuff on X today. Of course, it got buried. A lot of people don't like to face reality. So when you put out reality tweets, nobody likes it. But this is what I put out on X today, Steve. Coverage grades through week 12. Do you want to guess who our top coverage corner is through week 12?
McDuffie.
It's actually Jalen Watson, because he's played a little bit less snaps.
Well,
but Jalen Watson has 74.2. McDuffie is 2 at a 68.6. Surprisingly, Chamari Connor comes in at 3 with a 67.4. Now, he's had a couple bad weeks because he is not supposed to be a one-on-one cover corner. Okay, 4th on the team, Christian Roland Wallace, my bad, I called him Christopher, 56.8. 56.8. So not great, but not bad either, that he would just completely get off his snaps pulled. Josh Williams comes in at number 5 at a 56.6. Dead last on the team is Najee Johnson at a 47.8.
Right. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know if they think they let him get beat week in and week out. Like, eventually he's going to get better or what. Like,
right.
And I don't think that Nazee's a bad corner. I don't. But he is a safety converted to a corner.
Yes.
He missed most of his rookie season with the injury. He missed last season with the injury. Like, he's just been injured the whole time he's been here.
Well, it's also strange, too, is that there's just certain people that Chiefs Kingdom will go to bat and defend, and there's certain people they want to just destroy.
Yeah, like anybody else, and the pitchforks would be out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Najee Johnson, he gets a pass because he was injured last year, and he's a safety converted. You got to give him time. Well, what about Josh Williams coming from a
Jacksonville State?
small college? It wasn't even Jacksonville State. This thing was even
Lafayette. It was like, yeah, I know. I can't remember the school, but
it was like a small HBCU with 0. We drafted him in the 4th round. He developed. He actually played very well last year. He actually played pretty well. Dude, the most receptions allowed through week 12 for the Chiefs. Justin Reed has given up the most at 36. Connors give up the second most at 34. Bolton 33, McDuffie 30, Drew Tranquil 20. Then Brian Cook at 18, Najee Johnson at 18. Jalen Watson only give up 15. Leo at 9. Roland Wallace at 8. Josh Williams only give up 7 catches on the season out of 120 snaps coverage. Jaden Hicks, number 1 at 5. So Jaden Hicks and Josh Williams have actually give up less, receptions than some of the guys that are getting to play the way more snaps. And I'm not a Josh Williams truther. I just believe this. He's got a nice body frame, and I believe if you would trust Josh Williams to play just a little bit on the outside with Najee, let Najee play the outside. I'm not saying take Najee out of the game. Let them both play a little outside. Let McDuffie move down into the nickel some on third down.
You sure you ain't got a little bit of wiener dope in that little sniffer thing? Talking about Josh Williams' nice body over here. Scared me for a second. You said frame afterwards, though, and you fixed it. But a lot of people in the chat are talking about Marcus Peters. Not going to happen.
He's too old.
He's older now. He's a jerk. He's a cancer in the locker room. He's a liability. It's not going to happen. I love Marcus Peters as a player, but this dude is a bona fide a slap nut.
The Chiefs like to come out and re-sign a bunch of people that they've already had, so wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
They should sign him and Justin Houston. Just get it over with.
I mean, that's the thing. If we had him, cool. I mean, he's a good corner. I mean, he will get burnt, but he's also a ball hawk. So, I mean, I like Marcus Peters as a player, but I just don't think that they're even going to go there with the care. I mean, they kicked him out of here on a rookie contract, gave him away because he was such a pain in the ass. So I don't see him inviting him back in. And then a lot of people still saying Xavier Howard. A lot of off-field issues going on with Xavier Howard. He's old, decrepit. Just go look into it. Probably not going to happen. I've seen Patrick Peterson thrown out there, also old and decrepit. I just don't see any of that going down. So that's kind of where we're at with the corners.
We've covered Xavier Howard over and over again. This dude is in trouble for all kinds
Jeremy
of
Harris, if I
sexual
ever see you
allegations.
suggest we get Steven Nelson again, you're going to the pit.
I would rather
I hate
off
Mighty Mouse.
my limbs.
Yeah. This dude left KC, went to Pittsburgh, and talked 9 kinds of trash, and he sucks. He's so bad. Little man syndrome. Can't stand that guy. I would rather try to do it myself than sign Steven Nelson. That's where I'm at with it.
You might be better.
Yeah. At least I'm tall. I could get out there and disrupt
Dude,
a little.
let's get back to the offensive line for just a second.
Real quick, before we go to the offensive line, I just wanted to throw this out there because we've talked about it over and over again today, but I've yet to throw this out there. Headline story, Chiefs might be eyeing another pass catcher. Greg Dulcich cut by the Denver Broncos. He does have to clear waivers, though. And what we did not talk about, Mike, is the waiver order. The chances of Greg Dulcich actually getting to the Chiefs if they do put in a claim is very, very slim.
Right. We're at the bottom.
Yeah, of course. The Chiefs are at 31 on the list. Teams already interested in him that could be putting in waiver claims for him is the New York Jets, which are sitting at 6, the Cleveland Browns sitting at 7, Carolina Panthers at 8, and there's more being rumored as the day goes on. So, yeah. Just to keep that in mind. But, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about
all these rumors about people putting in claims for Greg Dulcich, and I bet he slides through.
If he slides through, great.
Because they're scared
to
death over the hammy. But probably not.
If he slides through, Mike, do you think it would be a disservice if Brett Veach didn't kick the tires on Greg Dulcich?
Well, that doesn't mean he'll sign here.
Do you think who says no to the back-to-back
He could kick
champions?
the tires, but that doesn't mean he'll sign
That
here.
pirate-looking ass would sign with the Chiefs in a heartbeat.
Maybe Dulcich don't like the Chiefs. Maybe he was ingrained while he was in Denver.
No, maybe that's why he didn't play when he was in Denver, because he liked the Chiefs.
Maybe so. Let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these sacks up here from the game versus the Panthers. Here we go. We got Jawan Taylor here. Watch how bad Jawan Taylor gets beat there against Jadeveon Clowney. Just look at that.
Jadeveon Clowney's old as dirt too.
Just Jawan Taylor just in quicksand here. Just can't even look. Just gets his arm swiped. Just looks horrible. Just bad. Okay, here we got Wanye. Wanye coming off the edge, and he says, "Whatever you can do, I can do better, baby." Look at that.
Do you see that pathetic?
Why did he just pull out the red carpet and roll it out for him?
I couldn't get him with just my left pinky finger, so I'm not going to try.
So there's one Taylor, one Wanye. So they both look pretty bad. This one is Taylor and Juju. And Juju crash blocks, and they both miss the fact that number 8 is the guy coming after the passer.
That's J.C. Horn on a blitz. I remember that play.
Right. And they both just miss it. So
we've had a lot of trouble picking up the blitz this year, be it our backs, Carson Steele, or even
here's Wanye. Wanye and Kareem Hunt go out. They push it. Josie Jewell comes through the line, just makes a sack. That's not on anybody. Now, look, people raged at Wanye, but you're going to see Wanye gets his man. Wanye pulls blocks. Wanye's completely fine. Josie Jewell just reads the thing and makes a good linebacker move. Gets to Mahomes.
Right, but I think a more experienced blocker there would have pulled off that and probably
now, here's
at
one
least
that's
disrupted it.
This is a problem. Kelsey chip blocks, pushes him right around Wanye. Have we not seen this? We've seen it with Kingsley. We've seen it with everybody.
Yeah.
The communication on these help blocks is not there. And I honestly think they're both confused. They were both looking at J.C. Horn again and then realized that number 98 was coming off the edge, Wanham. So, and then, of course, Trey Smith tripped over the corner, and that's who got the sack ultimately. But that's how all the sacks came to be. 5 of them. One of them was a corner. The other one was a bad pickup there, and then the other one was I think they got him for 3 on the day. They give Taylor 2, they give Wanye 1, and then, of course, Josie Jewell just come through and made a good play. But, man, it is what it is. I think that, look, Wanye's got to just get better. Some of those little reach blocks are just embarrassing.
It is. It's pathetic, man. And I think that Andy Heck has to take some responsibility for this. I mean, that's his baby. I don't know why the offensive line's struggling so bad. Poor communication across the board, and his guys aren't developing, obviously. I mean, Wanye, he's had a lot of playing time under his belt.
Well, the thing that's really bothering me is just the fact, how many times have we seen a help chip block from a tight end, and they just push them by the
tackle? They make it worse.
They have made it worse. Peyton Hendershot done that twice last week with Wanye in the game, or 2 weeks ago with Wanye.
Kelsey, I think, did it to Kingsley once or twice when he was in. So,
Hendershot did it. So there's no communication there. It's like the tackles do not know that the chip's coming. So they're oversetting, or they're not setting enough. There's got to be better communication. So look, yes, Jawan Taylor looked bad. Yes, Wanye looked bad, but sometimes it might not be technique. I think a lot of it could be communication issues. And look, if DJ Humphries gets in the game and he's not used to this offense, you could have the same thing with him, because sometimes it's not technique. Now, the one where he half-asses it, and gets beat on the edge, him and Taylor both did that back-to-back on that first and second sack. But the other ones were more communication issues. So I don't know what to tell you, man. It's one of those things where it's like, Mike, it could get better and it might not.
Just so you know, I think Chiefs Twitter is starting to come down on Najee Johnson. I think it's starting to come down a little bit.
What?
The
What
pitchforks might be coming out. They're fighting with his mom on X right now, bro.
Look, I love his mom. She supports the channel. Dude, we have nothing against Najee Johnson. I'm not going to I thought Najee Johnson played a decent game last week. It was great, but
shout out to her for being out there defending him.
But that never goes well.
No. But
dude, if we defend ourselves, we're idiots.
Here's the narrative.
She's going to get the same thing.
The narrative is Najee Johnson needs to work on his game and stop crying in my DMs. He's terrible. So apparently Nazee's fighting with Chiefs Kingdom.
Najee did.
Yeah.
You can't have look. And that's not good.
Don't pull a honey badger, especially when you're not a honey badger.
No, and that's not good either, because you don't. I don't know how to explain it. If you're,
it's just not a good look. You don't want to react to criticism
corner in this league.
That.
You've got to be very. You've got to let things roll. You got to be thick-skinned to let things roll, because you're going to get beat play in, play out. Right? You got to just let it go. If you're fighting with people on Twitter over it, you're not letting things go. And so that doesn't bode well for you as a corner. Now, look, I still like Najee. I like his mom. Look, people shouldn't be fighting with these guys online. I get it. You shouldn't be doing it.
Well,
and X is
people
a bunch
are
of
allowed to
trolls
say
anyways.
what. That's true, but people are allowed to say what they want online. It's an open forum. I think that's on the player to not get involved and get mixed up with it. That's just my opinion. Like, don't feed into it. Like, you're a professional. Why get in there and argue with fans? I mean, let's be honest here.
Chad says Nazee's only started 5 games, cut him some slack. Totally reasonable. But
yeah,
let's use that across the board too.
Bosco says you need to get a neti pot, bruh.
I can't do it. And look, I don't know if it's allergies or it's sickness. We've got everything rolling around down here in Kentucky.
Yeah,
like about 90% of the population has pneumonia.
Yeah, it's weird. What's up with
I
that?
don't know what's going on, but I feel like they've tried to kill us all since 2020. I don't know what is floating around out here, but dude, it's every other day, and it could very well be. But I mean, I'm taking tons of prescription stuff for sinuses, and it's not working. So I don't know.
Gotta go
so
with
I
a
don't know
neti
what it
pot,
is.
baby.
Could be sickness. I cannot do neti pots. Like, they don't work. You put it in one nostril, it's supposed to come out the other. It don't do it.
Look, bro, I have one. It's called, it's not a neti pot, but it's just like a little squeeze bottle. And if you just tilt your head and open your mouth, it literally just cleanses it out. You should try it.
You push it up your nose, all that water. Where's the water? You're telling me it won't come out the other side.
It does. It just
It
pours
goes out
out
my
the other
throat
side.
and I die.
No, you're doing it wrong. You got to relax, brother.
It's called deviated septum, and nothing comes out of this nostril. Why are we talking about my stupid sinuses anyways? Y'all blow it out your ass, okay? Look, I'm the one dealing with it. Y'all leave me alone. Daggone.
Mike, they heard you, and they said this,
Struggling with it.
Yeah, I am struggling with it. Thanks for rubbing it in on me, you bunch of assholes.
That's awesome. We got a 2-bomb from Scars. He says, Uche a bust. We have to get pressure with 4. Dang. I don't know if Uche's exactly got a chance yet. He had 12 snaps.
Yeah. He's had what's he had since he's been here? He's probably played less than 25 snaps since he's been on the team for the
absolutely.
last 3 weeks.
Absolutely. I think that he'll get rotated in a little bit more. And then, of course, the pass rush should get reinforced a little bit when Charles Omenihu comes back, which I expect to see. Possibly, we might see a little bit of playing time from those guys this week against the Raiders. You think we could see a little bit of Omenihu or a little bit of Pacheco getting sprinkled back into the offense?
I don't know. I bet you they keep him out another week. What do you think?
I wouldn't doubt it, but wouldn't it be kind of a thing to, come December 8th, you've got Isaiah Pacheco, Charles Omenihu, and DJ Humphries on the field. Be a little bit different look, wouldn't it?
You can maybe let them get in and play a few snaps, put them on a pitch count, just see how they're at. Maybe versus the Raiders might not be too bad.
Yeah, it just depends on how they're going to do that. If they're going to bring them back in a little slowly, I think that you might see them a little bit this week. But I think Uche will be fine, though, by the way. Talking about Uche, I don't think he's a bust or anything like that. I think he is a good pass rusher. He didn't get those opportunities really a lot in New England because they're always playing from behind, so it was a lot of the teams running the clock out on him.
Right. So he's rushed the passer 31 times.
He's got some pressure.
He's got 1 total pressure.
If I felt like there was more than that.
In 31 pass rushes, he's got 1.
Never mind. That
was versus Tampa Bay. He hasn't got nothing in Denver, Buffalo, or Carolina.
Wishful thinking, huh?
Just a little wishful thinking here, ladies and gents. What are you going to do?
Appreciate the 2, by the way, Scars. Thanks for supporting the channel. Also, if you guys would like to support the channel, you can hit that like button. It don't cost you nothing. You can also hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that already. We're trying to get to 50,000 before the Super Bowl. We got a bit of a journey ahead of us to get that accomplished. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Also, if you don't mind, if we could have 25 seconds of your time to check this bad boy out.
Oh, no.
Christmas is right around the corner, and we've brought back the popular Merry Chiefsmas sweater and hoodie in the store. Just go to merch.allchiefedup.com and you can use the code ACUSANTA. That's ACUSANTA, and you can get 20% off of everything in the store until the end of the year. So get your hands on those and give some gifts to your family and friends. Do it to it.
Steve,
I gotta order mine.
Yeah. Chiefs presser starts here in about 30 minutes, man. Do you think they're going to come out? They're going to update everybody on Schrader? Do you think they're going to announce Peyton Hillis to the IR? What do you think they're going to do?
Peyton Hillis?
Why did I say Peyton Hillis?
The all-time Chief great, baby. Peyton Hillis.
We may need him by the time all these injuries are settled. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what they say. Do you trust the source? I don't know. I mean, I will. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt right now.
Matthew Wright. Nobody's just making this stuff up. Who wakes up on a Tuesday morning?
Says, dude, Matthew Wright.
I'm going to trick everybody into thinking Matthew Wright's going to be our kicker this week. Who even remembered he was a person? Jesus says, who are we releasing in order to bring back Omenihu and Pacheco? That's a good question. And I guess it could really depend. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
Juwan Taylor. No, I'm joking. Your guess is as good as mine. They're going to figure out. I mean,
not sure
you're
how
going to
they're
have
going to go
Peyton
about it.
Hendershot going to IR. Maybe there's a spot right there.
Yeah, there's one. What do you? Yeah, I don't really know. I guess we'll find out because it's coming. So it'd be nice to have them guys back, regardless.
I think they'll just probably cut ties with Kareem Hunt. You don't need him anymore.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Somebody's
That'll
going to
be
think that I said that seriously and be like, Mike, you're an idiot.
John
You're the worst
Johnson says, do you think Chris Jones' production has been down? Absolutely. He hasn't had a sack since week 3.
Week 4.
Week 4,
But you're
sorry.
close.
But it feels like week 3.
It feels like a freaking eternity, bro. Like, let's have a gander at Christopher Jones, at OBD up here.
Hey,
Let's see
Nuno
what he's
Stradamus
been
says
doing.
go ahead and cut Cameron Thomas to free up a spot. They might
I
as
don't think
well.
he's even taken a roster spot though. He's been on.
Who knows?
He's
what
not even been
doing.
active. Here we go. Since week, Chris Jones, he had 1 sack versus Baltimore, 1 sack versus Cincy, 0 versus Atlanta. He was blanked versus Atlanta. He had 1 tackle. That was it. Then in week 4, the Chargers, he had 2 sacks, 2 sacks, 6 pressures. So he did have 9 pressures versus the Saints. So, I mean, he was effective there. He had 9 pressures, 8 hurries, and a hit on the QB. So he was effective. But week 7 versus San Francisco, coming off the bye week, you think a bye week would have got him, like, feeling good, baby, but he didn't. He come out 2 pressures versus San Francisco, 3 versus Vegas, 4 versus Tampa Bay, 2 versus Denver. He did have 7 pressures versus Josh Allen in Buffalo, but he didn't get home at all. He didn't even touch Josh Allen on those pressures. And then 5 versus Carolina, he had 1 hit on the QB. So, yeah, he's playing. He's in a funk, dude.
Yuck Food Tube says that Omenihu coming back will help Chris Jones. That's potential.
It's possible because at least you got more juice coming off the edge on that side too. So now you're going to have
and
him,
Omenihu
George.
kicks inside as well. And I think Turk Wharton needs to turn it back on. He was having a really good season up till a certain point, and then he just kind of disappeared on us.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him get back at it.
Do you know Chris Jones has taken? This is wild, dude.
Daryl's is probably going to cut Nazi Johnson.
Chris Jones has lined up over the tackle. So at defensive end, he's lined up over defensive end 107 times this year already, and hasn't been able to generate hardly anything. So is the days of swinging Chris Jones out wide for a mismatch over with?
They've been doing it still. He played outside last
He's
game.
doing it, but he's not producing. I said he's done it 107 times. He just ain't producing.
Yeah.
Is he lost a step? I mean, you can't get this late in your career and think that you're just a fast mismatch on the edge. Like,
No, but
these
you
edge
just got
rushers
paid
are fast, dude.
You just got paid triple digits, son. You're going to have to pick it up.
Let's see what George has been doing in reference. I'm curious. George has been doing a lot of pressures from Georgie Porridge. He's got 39 total pressures, so not great either. His last 4 games was 1 versus Tampa, 1 versus Denver, 5 versus Buffalo. And he hit Josh Allen once, but he didn't get home with a sack. And then 4 versus Bryce Young. No sacks. He got 1 in San Francisco, 1 in Vegas, 1 versus Tampa Bay. So he had a 3-game stretch. George is just like dealing with it, bro. 39 pressures and 4 sacks. That's it.
Get it together, George. Come on now. Justin Flanders says, does anyone know the details for D-Hop's 5th to become a 4th? I've seen a lot of rumors that says they got him on a snap count because that has something to do with it. What do you know about it, Mike? I don't know off the top of my head, but maybe that's something we could dig into here real quick.
What's his incentives?
Yeah, what makes that 5th round pick we traded for D-Hop become a 4th rounder?
Okay, well, let me look.
Let's see what that is. And while you're looking that up, appreciate the question, though, Justin. I think some people were wondering about that. Rob Miller with the freaking 10 bomb. Let's go, Rob. Appreciate you, my man. He says, watching that film of Wanye, I'd kick his ass for that sack. He doesn't care. 100%. I just think, like I said, what hurts me the most about Wanye is not the fact that he got his ass beat. It's how he did it. No effort. And like Mike said yesterday, they signed your replacement, brought him in, and you couldn't even step up and show them why you should keep that job. You just laid down and quit and got your quarterback beat up. Like I can't respect it. I can't respect it. And maybe that's not exactly what happened. Maybe he was just struggling with it. But I mean, that's what it looks like. It looked like a piss poor effort, Rob. So I'm right there with you. Appreciate the 10, my man. Thanks for supporting the channel. But yeah, Jesus says everyone looks complacent, not getting horned up for the regular season. That is another thing. I think we've talked about yesterday too. Just a lack of motivation across the board. The team doesn't seem too fired up. And it's not just the team. I feel like Chiefs Kingdom in general, fans are not fired up this year. They've disappeared en masse. I mean, we haven't heard as much from the fans this year. I mean, I think everybody's just kind of on cruise control at this point. They think that they're just going to snooze through the entire regular season and playoffs and win the Super Bowl. Get a three-peat. Like, I feel like we got to get a little fire back in Chiefs Kingdom, baby.
A little complacency.
I am seeing it. What have you found? Have you found anything about that?
Well, to make it to go from a fifth to a fourth, he has to play 60% of the snaps for the Chiefs.
So is that why they're lowballing him?
That is a thing, but I'm trying to look and see exactly what he's played.
But is that 5th round pick going to a 4th round pick really that big of a deal when you're chasing a three-peat, baby? Who cares? No one cares. There's no telling who Brett Veach is going to use that pick on anyway. Hell, he might use it on Josh Williams and then never use him. You know, like, I don't know. To me, that's silly. I would never throttle DeAndre Hopkins to save a 5th round pick turn into a 4th round pick. That just seems stupid. But that's just me.
Yeah, it feels a little
I'm also not
wild,
as smart as Brett Veach, so or Andy Reid, so I don't know. Maybe there's something to it.
I'm breaking
Mike, what
stuff.
are you breaking over there?
Sorry. I can't find how many snaps he's actually played for the Chiefs. Like, I'm not being able to find that one.
Oh, man.
What?
Nothing at all. Yep. Well, we appreciate you guys being here. We're probably going to head out for the day. All you guys that donated to the channel, we appreciate you. You guys being here, we appreciate you. Digging the morning streams, seeing some new faces, being able to keep up with a little bit of news, keep you updated for the day, getting you through the day. Hopefully you're at work and you're not working. You're hiding. You're acting like you're pooping but getting paid. Or you got an earbud in that you're not supposed to have in. You're listening to All Chiefed Up. You're not paying attention to work. As long as you're safe, that's perfectly okay. But appreciate you all being here today. Do us a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't. Also, you can support the channel by subscribing, joining the membership, joining the ACU crew. It starts at $4.99. Hit the join button or go to join.allchiefedup.com. Run over to our store, merch.allchiefedup.com. Get yourself a beautiful Merry Chiefsmas sweater or hoodie. Rock that bad boy. Make everybody jealous this holiday season. And we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday with a tailgate for the game against the Raiders on Black Friday. So appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Go Chiefs.
Heaven was a sight from my soul.